I believe purpose is something for which one is responsible. It's not just divinely assigned. Michael J. Fox. It's not enough to have lived. We should be determined to live for something. Winston Churchill. What do you really want? Yes, this is quite a question, isn't it? What do you really want? Pretty beat up question asked all around by all the gurus, self-help gurus or self-development teachers you have listened to. This what do you really want question is way more profound than what meets the ears. Hi, I'm Jay Firmino and welcome to the Modern Sage channel. Before we go on, please smash this like button and subscribe to my channel. If I ever add value to you, please tell your folks about my channel. Okay, so folks, let me remind you that the purpose of our channel is to help you achieve your greatest good, your major good, your purpose in life. Help you get what you want. But first of all, you need to know what you want, right? And what do you really want? There's been a study that was conducted in the past in which only 2 out of 100 people were able to answer this question accurately with certainty. So 98% of the people in that study will probably die without knowing how to answer that question or without knowing what they want for their lives. What it really takes for us to know the answers is doing some soul searching. Our life purpose, our objective, our major definite purpose, the several things that we really want for now, and the things that we want along our lives, along our existence, the contribution we want to leave in this world. Well, I'm certainly not here to talk about spiritual things. I'm not here to talk about philosophy either. I'm here to help you figure out what you want and help you get it. End of story. Yet, as I always say, it is simple but not easy. Actually, no one's entitled to tell you what you want. Only you have this responsibility. Previously here in our channel, we talked about making a decision about what you want in your life. I believe that our second video was about the law of attraction and manifestation. But this one is critical because, many people decide one thing today and the next day it's another thing, and it's very important to know exactly what you want. We have lots of needs. All of us have a general idea about the talents, the gifts, the things we're good at. Even when we think we are not good at anything, we can sit down and remember the few times we were marveled at. Maybe at this moment you have this mattering of what you could do successfully in your life, in your existence, as your major purpose. The bad thing about this is when we talk about it, people think of millions. They think of Ferraris. They think of mansions. They think of, expensive trips, staying in 5-star resorts, etc. These things could come to your life, no doubt, but first of all, you need to tie them to the mission, to the contribution that you have to give in order for these things to come. You and I are here to help solve a problem in a problem-filled world. We are here to help solve specific problems. I'm a professor and I teach languages at the university, and besides, I have this YouTube channel where I focus on another passion that I have, which is personal development. I'm not good at it. I don't find myself good at it, but I feel that the more I do it, I practice, and by practicing, I become better and better every day. And the same could happen to you at this very moment. So what I want you to do, for real, is to start with a piece of paper. We have a piece of paper as the basis to what we call downloading our thoughts. They cease being thoughts and become material things in the ink to the paper in order for them to later become the thing per se in this material world, please go there and fetch a piece of paper right now. Get the paper now. All right, I assume you have a piece of paper, and I assume you have a pen by your side, and you will start taking notes. Well, with this piece of paper and pen next to you, what I want you to do is to take the first step to discover your life's purpose, your mission, or whatever you want to call it. Many people think it's a job, but it may be something you do besides your job. It may be something you do because of or in spite of your profession. It doesn't matter. This thing will open other doors in your life. This life's purpose is something that will bring your wealth and many other things that you were not expecting to get through the usual means. Why? Because you will find true fulfillment. You will be doing what you were made to do. I've got this client who used to be a medical doctor. Client? Yes, I'm a life coach as well. So I have clients. I've got this client who used to be a medical doctor. Used to be a medical doctor? Yes, everybody thinks that when a guy goes to medical school, he's going to be a doctor for the remainder of his life, but that's not true. Many people go to medical school for many reasons. Fear, family, peer pressure, etc. And you may think, oh, do they do that in spite of the steep tuition fees? Yeah, because, money is an issue to you now, but to some other people, it's nothing. It's not a problem. Some other people have healthy issues. They have relationship problems. They have other problems, not money problems. You have money problems. Other people have other problems. In the case of my client, his grandfather had been a doctor. His parents were medical doctors. Brothers and sisters are medical doctors. And he never wanted to be a medical doctor. He hated it. But he ended up becoming a medical doctor because his family forged his destiny while he was absent at doing so. The same happens to you and me every time we get absent at doing our business, building our future, building ourselves, building our destiny, fulfilling our purpose. I know it sounds lofty, and let me tell you a secret. I watch many YouTubers talking about this subject, and sometimes it sounds very arrogant, as if they were speaking from a throne or a pedestal and, telling you what you have to do. You don't have to do anything, and I'm not such a person after all. I want to help you because I know how difficult it is, and I am the worst of all. Because people told me this in several manners, in several ways, and it took me years and years and years to internalize that and to accept it, and it was very difficult for me. I know how difficult it is. I have the most difficulty understanding this concept. And that's the reason why I am the most patient and also the most understanding when it comes to them. Because of that, I want you to get a piece of paper and write something. That's how we began, with an innocent sheet of paper, a pen, and hope. So, what's your true life's purpose? What do you want to be known like? What do you want to be recognized like? Do you want to be anonymous? Do you want to be famous? Do you want to be known as a great person? Do you want to do your meat and potatoes and make a lot of money in the process? Do you want fame? Do you want people's love? What do you want? What's going to be your reward? What do you want to conquer in this life? What do you want your life to mean? These aren't easy questions to be answered. I know very well. This life I'm trying to convince you to live is very, very possible and very, very close to you. And if you really want to live life within your terms, you need to answer these questions. If there's something you hate in your life, you've got to find more reasons, more things that you like and love in order to outdo the things that you hate. Okay, now let's go to the piece of paper. The first thing you've got to write at the top of the page is my life's purpose. Yeah, write it as a title or anything else you like better. Okay, now the first question you've got to write is, what is my true life's purpose? What is my true life's purpose? Or in other words, what do I want for my life? What do I want my life to mean? What do I want to fight for? What do I want to live for? Any one of these questions or all of them. Write down all the answers that come to your mind. And the next question is, if my life were perfect, if my life were exactly the way I wanted it, what would it be like? Remember, you have to be honest to yourself to be in that lifestyle. Don't cook up anything to answer these questions. Don't look at some celebrity's lifestyle and imagine that you could be in that place, because it's not going to work like that. You've got to be honest. There are things that you have wanted in your life since you were very young. There are things that you need. There are things that you want. And you've got to combine all these things and put in this answer. If your life were perfect, if your life were great, if your life were the way you wanted it to be, what would it be like? So answer it to honesty. In the minute details, you can answer it. Don't spare details. Answer the questions to completeness. Spend the time. Do the work. Next question. I want you to imagine that you went to a medical doctor for a consultation. You did some tests, and the following day you go back to the doctor's office for the results. And right then and there, the doctor says to you, I've got two pieces of news. One is good, the other's bad. Which one would you like first? You say, okay, doctor, the good one first. And the doctor says, the good news is that you will live in perfect health for the next 6 months. Perfect health. Nothing to do, nothing to worry. And the bad news is that within 6 months' time, you will pass away. Exactly in 6 months, you will die. God forbid, right? So let's go over to the question. What would I do if I only had 6 months to live? What would I do if I only had 6 months on this planet? If my life expired within 6 months' time? This is a very serious question. I want you to answer with total sincerity. As a matter of fact, I want you to answer all the questions with total honesty. Answer this question. If you only had 6 months to live this life, this rest of life of yours, where would you go? Who would you go with? What would you quit doing immediately? What would you start doing immediately? What kind of advice would you give to people? Who would you like to talk to? Answer these questions. Now, one more question for you. On the last day of the 6 months of living, how would you respond to the question, was my life worthwhile? Did I really live? Did I go after my dreams? Which was the greatest dream I did not have come true? Now, let me add something important to the character of these questions. I want you to feel them. Feel the questions. Ask them with feeling. Answer the questions with feeling. Your subconscious mind is not going to know if it's reality or not. Your subconscious mind is going to give you the answers from down deep. Listen to your heart. Find it in your gut. An amazing thing that happens in my coaching sessions when I ask these questions. When I ask the question, what would you quit immediately? You know, people usually tell me that their job is the first thing they would leave behind. That's amazing how many people are dissatisfied with what they do, with the companies they work for, with the professions they chose. Because most of the time, we never choose our professions. We choose to fulfill an immediate need. The need for cash, the need for gratification, the need for the status quo, but not the fulfillment of our life's mission. I don't want you to quit your job right now. I don't want you to make any changes. The only change I want you to make today is that of not knowing what you want for your life to the one of being aware of your mission, of what you want for your life. At least beginning to grasp it little by little and slowly start seeing the opportunities unfolding in front of you. Because that's what happens. There's no magic involved in it. What happens is purely awareness. Hey, I don't want to leave you high and dry with these questions. There is a last question I'd like to ask you. This is a special one. Look, I want you to imagine in your mind, you can close your eyes if you want to. I want you to imagine that someone, a family member maybe, or someone you don't know for some reason decided to leave you an inheritance. Yes, an inheritance of sum of money, $5 million. $5 million. With all the taxes paid and covered, you wouldn't have to worry. This money would come net to your hands, to your bank account. But there's a catch here. You would have to be working, not working on your current job. No, if you were working on your current job, you would have to quit it and find a new job. You would have to find a job of your liking, of your preference. So, if you had this money, $5 million, guaranteed for you to lay your hands on, and you have to get a job, you have to work on, a profession, on a job, on a craft, what is it that you would do? What kind of job would you get? What kind of job would you strive to apply for? What kind of job would you pursue, knowing that all you would have to do is finding this new craft, this new profession, because after all, the money is guaranteed, right? You wouldn't have any needs anymore. You wouldn't have to work for the money. What kind of job would you pursue today if this blessing happened to you? When I did answer this question to myself, I found out that I wanted to be a teacher. A teacher in the sense of teaching people, not working for grade schools, not being in the grind, teaching kids or teenagers. No, I wanted to teach people, teach English, Portuguese. This is what I do. Teach personal development, coaching systems. And this is what I feel is my mission today. What about you? What would you do knowing that you wouldn't have any money problems anymore? Knowing that you would be your own boss if you wanted to? Do as I say and you will see results. Respond to all of the questions. Write them down on a piece of paper. Most people don't change because they do nothing to change their lives. If you're happy about your life the way it is, great. If you don't want anything to change, that's great. But if you happen to be dissatisfied, unhappy, uneasy in this life you've been leading, why not try to change it? It won't happen if you do the same thing you've been doing so far. Do something different. Okay, folks, that's all what I had to communicate to you today. My name is Jay Firmino. If you liked what you listened to today, please smash this like button and subscribe to my channel. If I've added any value to your life, please tell your friends, family, beloved ones, people of your circle to come to my channel. I have a message for them too. Okay, take care. So long.